What's up guys, this is Kim from EinfachMachen. Thank you for your interest in our photo documentation. In this step-by-step guide I will walk you through every step you have to take to implement the photo documentation successfully. So the first step is just downloading the zip file from the GitHub repository. You just need to download this zip file. You don't need to download the whole repository with the README. And after that you go to your Power Apps on make.powerapps.com and go to Solutions and click on Import Solution. Now you can choose the correct file. I think it's right here. Click on Next and import this solution. Click on Next, and now you are going to ask to update some connection references. Configure this one or set up a new configuration if you do not have yet a connection reference, for example for this Office 365 users connector. Click on New Connection and create the connection. Maybe you have to enter your Office 365 credentials, and after that you can refresh this page, and now there's the right connection. And do this for all these connections. So all my connections are set up, and now I can import this solution. And as you can see, there's a notification that the solution, photo documentation solution, is successfully been imported, and now you can click on this solution. And as you can see, there's one app in it. That's the photo documentation app. There's one cloud flow. That's the flow that stores the photos in a SharePoint document library. And there are 4 connection references which we use in our Power Automate flow and in our Power App. At first, let's have a look on the flow, whether everything looks fine. We can also already open our Power App. So this one looks pretty good to me. It's using the connection reference connection here. And if you want to use another account for this, for example, you've got a separate mail inbox called photo@mycompany.com, then you can switch the connection reference to this one. And yeah, let's have a look on the other steps. This looks also good. And our SharePoint steps, this looks also good. So what we need to do now, of course, is change the website address and the folder path. So you need to switch this to your folder path where you want to store the photos. So in my case, for testing purposes, I would just create a document library here, and by default there's a column called project in this flow, so I will also create this column. You can use more columns or less columns if you want to store more or less metadata in your document library. This depends on your preference and your use case. For me, it's fine with the allocation to the project. So and now we can use these URL, gives us some recommendations, and there's the photos document library. We would do this as well here. So that's the step where our properties get updated. So that's the photos library, and now the error is also gone. Let's save this one, and now let's have a look on the flow whether it's activated. That's quite important. It's not activated, so I have to activate this flow. So this looks pretty good. Now let's have a look into our Power App. So at first we need to approve these connections. So this is our Power App. At first, if you want to use a different color theme, not our colors in here, you can just give it new values here. So that's our color theme. You can use your own color theme and just change these colors here. For example, I would change it to orange, and if I now hit the app on start, then my app will look beautiful orange. So now I'm going to choose a project. This is also sample data. You can use your own data in here, your own data source, and tap on next, take a photo. And now that's the main point. If we go to the BTN send mail upload, you have to define where the photos should be sent to. So in my case, I'm just using my mail because I've also created this flow on my mail account. So on this Kimbuske@Mofa-Schuppen account. If you want to use another account, you can also put a BCC address in here, like for example photo@mycompany.com. And let's have a look whether this works. So send the photos. So this one looks good. The photos were sent. There was no error. First, let's have a look into our Outlook inbox. So this one looks good. There's the email. Here's our JSON. And here are the 3 attachments. And let's have a look on our Power Automate flow. So there might be still an issue with our flow. Let's have a look on this. So I think the issue might be in my case that there's the German name Posteingang. And if I choose here the inbox, and now I will save my flow and we will have a look whether the error is gone. So this looks good. Let's give it another try. Upload more files, same project. I will take some photos from the gallery. Click on send photos. It looks pretty good. There's an email, same photos, same project. And now let's have a look on the flow. So this looks good as well. Let's have a look on the flow run. Looks good to me. There are three items were created, and let's have a look into our document library. And as you can see, there are the 3 photos with a project name in it. And now it's up to you to do a more advanced collection of metadata. I will show you how you can change this. Let's give it another try on this button where we send our email. So this is basically the JSON. And if you want to use more columns in it, for example, a customer, so you can just edit this by adding new columns to the JSON. Mr. Customer. That would be the first step, and the second step would be just to go into this step where the JSON gets analyzed and just add the new column. So in my case it was a column with the title customer. It's still a string. We will save this one. And after that we go into our document library, create the column, put it right there. And now of course we have to tell our flow that the customer column should be populated as well. Maybe you have to refresh this page after you created your column. I had to do this. So now we will look for our customer. There he is. Click on save. Now we will give it a try with 2 columns in our JSON. Send photos. This one looks good. There's an email. Let's have a look on the flow. There we can see it's running right now. So it's quite fast in my experience. So this looks good as well. We can see here's our new column customer. And let's have a look into our SharePoint list. There we can see there are 3 new files, but it also populated our customer column with Mr. Customer. So I hope this step-by-step guide is helpful for implementing this solution into your tenant, and I also hope this solution might be helpful for you and you can expand the features, use more metadata or whatever you prefer. Thank you for watching, and give us some feedback by writing an email or commenting under this video. This would be really helpful for us.